Our podcast is about relationships, our relationships, your relationships, everybody's relationship.
This week we went to see Sheena Shea from Vanderpump Rules and her fiance Brock. Is it weird that I want to rhyme it with cock? Like Brock with the cock?
Yes. Yes, it's very weird. I'm sure you're something to be very proud.
So, you know what's cool is that they have a baby, we have a baby, and
that is cool.
Around the same birthday.
Yeah.
We went on the pod.
I let them know that they should keep Shams away from her kid because he's a ladies' man and there's a pretty good chance, you know, he'll wind up banging her one day if you
someday.
if you don't keep them separated. He goes out to, he goes to the park, he comes back with phone numbers. You know what I mean? Like he's definitely a ladies' man. I'm
training him to be a very chivalrous guy.
Yeah, you want him to knock up some broad at, a young age so that you get grandkids quick.
I want to be a young grandma.
Yeah. Yeah, like Maury Povich young.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So this week we stopped by Sheena Shea's podcast, Shenanigans. Me, you, Sheena, and Brock talked about some of the most embarrassing moments of being on reality TV. I mean, let's face it. We're putting our lives out there. Brock had to expose this very, very private and personal history that goes all the way back to several years ago, with his previous relationship and his kids. And now they're shining a light on, what's his current relationship and his...
Listen, in defense of Brock, and I don't even, these shows, I'm on it, but that's...
You're on it as a very dude. Like, you're very...
No, but I don't watch a lot of them. You know what I mean? So I'll be honest, it's not something... Like, I need that separation. My wife loves it too much. Like, when we first got together, I used to watch it too, and then I just found, like... I needed that separation. So I don't really pay attention to it. I'm more of a sports guy. And I just know from experience that Brock just came on the show. He's putting a lot out there of himself on Front Street. And it's asking a lot to be that open with someone when everybody else around you is reaping the benefits more than you are. Let's just put it that way.
Right. Like, we don't actually know whether he's getting paid or not, but sometimes...
Yeah, I don't know. I do know that he's not making more than everybody else there. They're all getting paid more. And my only point is, he just came on the scene. All his shit from everything you told me and from what we touched on at the podcast, there was a lot of his personal shit that was put out there. That's a lot for someone that, isn't main cast or isn't the star. That's a lot to ask. And I thought that he took it pretty well.
Yeah, and I think that when Sheena and Brock met, they fell in love. And then you bring your life onto a reality show because that's what Sheena and I have been doing for the last 10 years. And you include your cameras into your personal life. But it's a very, very tricky thing when something that means a lot to you, it can't be held sacred. You have to throw your relationship and your man out to the wolves like a raw piece of meat that's being tossed out in the middle of like a forest, a field of rabid animals that want to feast on your life.
Yeah, and if you have skeletons in your closet, everyone there's looking for bones, bro. They're all looking for your bones. So if you're not...
It's funny when you say skeletons in your closet, like everyone, quote, everyone has them. And you know what? I have always come from the mentality of like, we're all human. We all have a past, many things that we can be proud of, and some that we don't necessarily feel proud of, but I never looked at it as a skeleton.
But that's why you thrive and excel on reality television, because you're open and you don't think of it that way. There are people, I was reading an article somewhere this week, and they were talking about when casting and looking for, people on reality television. One of the first questions a producer's going to ask you are, what are your you can't talk about?
That's the list. They want to know, what are you open to?
What can we talk about? And they said, first off, if there's anything, it's a trick question. You're hanging yourself right away. That if you say, I can't talk about my kid, I can't talk about my dog, I can't talk about my work, that's three. Wow. They don't want you, dude. They want the person that's like, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever, it's all open game. All right, then we'll talk to you.
Right. When I say I don't think that anything is really a skeleton, Listen, I mean, okay, I can give you an
definitely have
example
things-
of a skeleton. Fine. If I did something that I was deeply ashamed of, that was deeply humiliating for my personal life, for it to rear its ugly head, fine.
You want to know? This is honestly when your mother's constant ridicule and fucking put downness comes into effect, because it's like water off a duck's ass with you. You know, it's like, whatever, bro. You know what I mean? Like if your mother has told you she's disgusted with you because of the amount of lipstick you wore to a party,
two years ago.
But that's what I mean. Like what else? What else is really gonna bother you? You know what I mean? That like, you know,
I'm a thick skin.
Yeah, exactly.
So for any relationship, you know, Brock just came into Sheena's life not too long ago. You came into my life some years ago.
No, there are a lot of parallels.
There's a lot of parallels.
The only difference, like I said, I walked in, there was a little bit of a light cast upon me, but you know, from what you guys told me, his guts was spilled out on the street. You know what I mean? And I'm no saint. And there's definitely shit in my past that I definitely wouldn't want put out for other people that I don't really know, because he doesn't really know them at that point. He's just meeting them. For them to all conversate about and pass judgment on, it would bother me. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely bothering me. And I feel like he took it in stride. I think he leaned in, so to speak.
Well, he trusted people on the show. He told them things off camera, and then they were brought right up in front of the camera.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's funny, like you think, hey, like Vanderpump Rules, it's this sexy show about couples and friend group in LA. Like we turn up, we travel, we live our best lives. And then you come on and there's like a lot of spotlight on your past, not even the stuff that's happening right now. So,
well, as we said on the podcast, and again, I think it's fun, so you guys should check it out. But as we said on that podcast,
shenanigans.
A show like that is in stride. That show's been on for a long time. So they're looking for fresh juice, dude. And he walked in there and he had fresh meat. And like you said, he's telling someone, probably trying to befriend someone in the friend group, and, you know, just, you know, being too honest with them off camera, thinking that, you know, just be, you know, just kind of, I don't know. But you got to expect those vultures are coming back for you, bro. You know what I mean?
Trust is the son of a gun.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you meet somebody in a very calm setting, and how do you connect with somebody? If you're going to be real and connect, you're going to be honest and you're going to be open. And Brock is a very open guy. Like,
well, I do think that reality TV is real tough on a relationship, especially in that environment. People are all trying for the juice, bro. So it's difficult. Look at the other two that are on that show. They, you know,
Tom and Katie.
Well, yeah, they, you know.
Well, shout out to Tom Schwartz and Katie Maloney. They just recently announced that they're separating. I just want to stand up for them, especially because I've been reading a lot of hate and criticism
that's all
about
online.
No,
listen, there's
some of my friends say
for every 30 positive things, there's 3 real mean things. But the 3 real mean things, for whatever reason, we can break into the psychology of it, but those are the things that resonate, and those are the things that a lot of times sit with you. That's why people do it, because they want you to walk away and feel it. 50 people tell you how fucking much they love you, you don't notice. But one person tells you they fucking hate you and they think you suck. You're like, why does that person not like me?
I was at dinner with some friends that were bashing Katie, saying like, how did he put up with her for that long? And I was like, I strongly disagree. Like,
well, I always disagree with that. You never know what's going on.
We can't judge people from outside, and we don't know. All we know is that they've been together for a long time. Like, I like Katie a lot, and I respect her from the place where I'm standing, not knowing the minutia of their relationship. I think leave them alone a little bit and go easy on her.
It's tough. You can't have it both ways, man.
Because people are like going in a little too hard, in my opinion.
I understand, but when you're on one of these shows, you open yourself up to a lot, dude. And you can't just say, this one's a little too much. You guys got to back off. I do think that's very true with kids.
I'm sure that
kids should never have anything to do with nothing. It's not their choice that you're on television. They're your kids. That's different. But your relationship, that's fodder, bro. That's fodder for discussion. And if it's going to be, you don't make a press release to tell people you're breaking up if you're not looking for some reaction from it. I'm sorry.
I just think that people have been taking Schwartz's side and not really been very nice to Katie. And I've been reading a lot more about people just going in and saying, how did he take it for so long? And I don't agree with that. And I just want to say, I saw it the other way. I saw it as it takes two to tango.
I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there on your side too. I'm sure it is. You might not be seeing
I stand on the side that doesn't find fault in just Katie. I stand on the side that supports Tom and Katie because that's the way they see it. They've been together for 12 years and they are breaking up after 12 years as one unit. There's conscious uncoupling. All I'm saying is for the people that tend to like throw stones at Katie, it's like it takes two to tango.
Well, again, people are always going to throw stones. Just how it is.
If you and I broke up,
there's going to be stone
would be
throwing
on your side.
I don't know about that. There's going to be stone. There'll definitely be stone throwing. I promise.
But everyone would be on your side.
Nah, far from it.
I don't know how they dealt with that. MJ, she's such a bitch.
Far from it.